Hey everybody, I'm Kate Dillon. I'm here at the Racelogic Chassis School. We're on a break, and I'm standing here with Micheal Smith. So, Micheal, tell us where are you from?
So I'm from Crossville, Tennessee. We've been racing crates now for going on 7 years.
Great. I know you, I actually have a couple of hats. I'm over at Crate Insider. Michael's been a longtime customer. It's really great to meet you in person for the first time. Now, you are an engineer. I mean, like hardcore. Tell us a little bit about the engineering that you do.
So I work for the Oak Ridge National Lab. I'm working on a fusion power plant that's being built in France. So it's interesting to see the different cultural that we go through, between France. I travel to other countries to get to France, so Netherlands. It's pretty interesting, and I get to work with multiple countries on top of that. So anything between Russia, South Korea, the European Union. So you get a whole different flavor and get to interact with a lot of different people on the project.
Well, I think it's fascinating that, I think a lot of people don't realize how diverse our race car drivers. And, of course, I'm sure when you tell people you're a race car driver, they don't understand that. And then most of the people you talk to probably don't understand what you do as an engineer either. How is that like for you as a person?
Well, it's interesting because, engineering, I have a different perspective than what a lot of people will. So, and then also on top of that, I came from road racing before this. So it's a different aspect of what they do there versus what we do here. As a cultural shock as well between what the stuff that they'll do there versus here. Driving styles, car setups, it's a whole different package. And, making that transition at first is difficult, but, over time and going to stuff like this and getting all the information, it makes a world's difference.
Now, as an engineer, you're here at this Racelogic Chassis School. Are you learning something?
Oh, absolutely. There's not one day, just engineering, there's not one day goes by that you don't learn something. And if you're not going forward. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep learning. Anything between just setup information, the engine stuff that we learn, it all comes together in a package deal that you have to put together on the track.
Well, and I find that fascinating because clearly you have you have an engineering education, so that just tells me a lot about the class. And me as not having an engineering background, I've learned a lot, and I guess it's just in different stages. So do you think a person needs a certain level of knowledge if they're going to try to take this class? I mean, of course, I'm going to talk to people. This video is going out to share our online version. Now, a lot of people couldn't make it here today. What do you think a person has to gain from being able to watch these videos?
Well, I wouldn't say you have to have a certain knowledge level. Anybody can do this. You just have to want to learn. And that's the main thing, is that you can't go into it thinking you know this, you know that, come into the mind frame that I'm going to learn something today that I can apply to this later. Even going back to my background, I'm an engineer. My dad's a truck driver. His perspective on things is totally different than mine. So, and it's not to say his way is wrong and my way is right. He can be right too. So a lot of times he'll say something that I didn't think about, and you got to consider it because anything can be a solution. There's no one right way to make a problem go away. You got to consider everything.
I like that. I like to say in life there's multiple right answers, some that are clearly wrong, but multiple right answers. So you would recommend the class, and are you going to be rewatching some of the videos?
Oh, absolutely. There's some things, I want to go back through, and plus we're getting ready to talk about Spring Smasher stuff, which, in our program, we hadn't had one, and we just bought one a couple months ago. So me personally, that's something I would enjoy because being able to plot something out on a graph and looking at the numbers, being an engineer, that's up my alley, and I think that's a good way to learn. And it's kind of catching up with technology of what everybody else is doing. We're not doing something completely different, but we're catching up and learning what they've been doing, that stuff that's been beating us over the last couple of years.
Well, in those Spring Smashers, no tool is worth anything unless you know how to use it.
Exactly. That's the point of reason why I held off on getting one, because if you're looking at data and you don't know how to apply it, data does you no good. And they'll tell you the same thing here. So learning how to apply the data and how it's going to help you, that's what means the most of it, because if you can have all the data in the world and you can do everything you can, but if you don't know how to apply it and you don't know where it's going to help you, then it does you no good.
Fantastic. Well, where can people find you online if they want to check out your racing program or even asking you some questions?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, we have a Facebook page. It's Pushing the Limit. It's without the G, so it's Pushing the Limit. I also have a YouTube channel, same thing. A lot of times I do have some in-car video, mostly out-of-car video, and I do all the editing and stuff. I haven't rolled this out yet, but I am working on my own website design. I'm doing myself completely. It's not ready yet, but I'm building it, and it's taking me some time because I don't have a whole lot of free time. But when I do, I'm going to try to roll that out too, and I'll mention that on the Facebook page.
Fantastic. Well, I didn't know all of those things, so definitely check out Michael's channel. And if you would like to check out the classes, all of the classes, whether you're in a crate late model or a street stock, go on over to racelogic.vip, and you can check out the classes that are available and go ahead and sign up. Thanks so much for watching.